record this for us. So it's so awkward how that does that every single time. And I know it shows up for every single one of you, but hey, we're going to roll with it. There are some new faces on here that I have not personally met yet, but my name is Katie and I'm so excited. There are quite a few things I want to run through. We are going to cover how to plan out your month, how to plan out for the month of June for your own goals, for your team goals, and then also going into detail as well as far as what Courtney had rolled out. So she had rolled out a 90-day sprint, right? And this is something that's been kind of in the talk for not even too long, but it did officially launch yesterday. So I want to go into detail as to what that all looks like, what that can look like for you, and what that actually looks like in your business, rather than just saying it's a 90-day sprint, like go work your business for 90 days. You know what I mean? So I want to start off with a few different tips and just a few. This blew my mind at the end of the month. So oftentimes I hear, well, we can't hit that rank yet. We're not big enough yet. And I am guilty of saying we can't hit the next rank because we don't have enough manpower behind a team. So as we have these 4K and 12K bonuses out, as you are leading your own team, I challenge you to think this to yourself as well, that don't underestimate what you have created already. I was going back through and running reports for the team at the end of the month, right before we close out, just to see where everything ends. And after pulling reports, we as a team had ended at $94,000 in sales. And I want to pull a few other numbers for you. We have 555 promoters within our entire team, within the entire organization, within everything, right? Only 215 of those promoters were actively working their business. And I say that number because of the fact that 215 people made up $94,000 in volume. And that's not mine, right? I had some point, someone's told me, how does it feel to have that next to your name? And I was like, it's not next to my name. This is not mine. This is ours, right? So if you have ever had the thought cross your mind thinking that we do not have enough manpower yet, don't put a number as to what you need to accomplish your goal. Do we work in the business of numbers? Most definitely. But is that the only thing that is going to get you to your goal? It's not. So I wanted to put that emphasis as to it only 215 people generated over $94,000 in volume. Okay. So I always thought that we needed we need a couple thousand more on the team in order to get where we want to get, or you think you need 100 more people or 500 more people. You just need dedicated people that are willing to lock arms with you and run with you along this journey. So wanted to point that out. Another thing that Courtney had mentioned today was that she had said there's no slow season, right? Are we going into a busy season in the summer? Most definitely. I mean, I'm sure I could just name a few different situations for every single one of you here as to how your summer looks different in a busy manner, right? So never come and kind of convince yourself, I am guilty of this as well, that we are either you've experienced a slow season or you're experiencing a slow season. I have learned over these past few months, a slow season is only if you make it slow. I realize it's a slow season because I slowed down. I realize, and I have to take ownership of my own stuff. I was blaming it as a slow season for not hitting goals, right? So switch of a mindset. It's not a slow season. Just look at the footwork that you are doing. It might be different, but it's never a slow season. Second thing, and all that ties down to is taking control of your mind and in your life and in your business, right? Because this thing in any area that you are in within your life or within your business, it all starts up here. So as we are entering this 90-day sprint, as we are entering June, as we are kicking off summer, as we are rolling into, they just launched these bonuses today, right? And I'm going to go into detail a little bit about those. This is where if you make a plan now, it will serve you in the long run. You make a plan now, and just what Courtney was talking about, we're not winging our business. And it took me a second to recognize what she was saying when she said winging it. yes, it's going in without a plan, but that is what results in burnout, especially in this industry. If you are just trying to work and work and work and do and do and do and do, and then next thing you know, your screen time on your phone is 18 hours a day. And you're like, and I feel like I got nothing done, right? I can't say that I'm not guilty of feeling like that. I can't say that I have not had times where I have not made a plan. And I will tell you, I went out yesterday and I grabbed notebooks, grabbed my little sticky notepad, and I got stuff to get organized so I can have a plan and sticking to it. So what does a plan look like when you are mapping out your month, right? First thing I need to get in check is myself, right? So that's the first thing that we should be looking at is what do I plan on doing? How do I plan on showing up? What routine do I plan on getting myself in? I know that I'm not the best at getting myself into a routine, especially when it comes to the morning and starting off the day. So a routine that I know that I have written down that I'm going to dedicate myself to, we're doing a 90-day sprint. If I don't change myself, I can't expect stuff in business to change. And I can't expect that to duplicate or replicate within other people to help them. And this could go for you and within your business as well, whether you are just starting and you are, it's bringing in new people to the business, or it's duplicating that within the business that you already have and within your team. So I'm planning out my month. I'm sitting down and I'm writing down what are my own personal goals, right? Because if you don't have a vision as to where you are looking to lead your team to, you have nothing that you're working towards. But with that goal written down, right? So this could look as, I already wrote down my morning routine. I came across this, I think on Instagram or TikTok, and it was called the Miracle Morning. And what the Miracle Morning stands for is SAVERS. So it's SAVERS. Start your day in peace, affirmations, visualize, exercise, read, and journal on your success. So those are 6 things to do before 8 a.m. How am I prepping myself to make sure my cup is full, which your cup should be full before you pour into others or to pour into your social media before you even get started on your day? Because there is a lot that is going to go down over these next 90 days, and there's going to be a lot of growth, and we are focusing on expansion, right? Heard this quote from another network marketer. She said, you want to focus within your business on expansion versus preservation. And at first I had to listen to that, and I had to listen to it twice. Because I was like, well, we do want to preserve those that are working their business. We do want to preserve what we have built already. But at the same time, that does not mean that you cannot expand as well, because that is how you get to the next level of business. And at the end of the day, some people might quit on themselves. Some people may stop working their business. Some people may say this is not for them. So we have to focus. During this 90-day sprint is where we are putting the focus on expansion. And then those that are going to come with you are going to come with you. Those that want this will follow your lead. So when it comes to planning out your month, these are a few things that I do. I sit down and I write down what is our goal as a team, right? So I think of what's our next rank. That's naturally what comes in business when we're talking about numbers. I know our next goal would be the top of the company. I know Jen's next goal would be 40K and 12K. And I already know that. I know Diane's next goal is 80K. I know Jackie's next goal is 80K. I know Rebecca's next goal is 40K, and so on and so forth, right? So know what that goal is, but how do you get to that goal? That is where you start looking within your downline. Now, looking within your downline looks a few different ways. Maybe you've had people fall off. Maybe people have stopped working. To me, at this point in time, we are not here to convince anyone of what we have our hands on. We are not here to convince anyone to work their business. We are here with a helping hand to lend it out if and when they want the help and want the guidance to go with you. So at this point, I'm looking at who is actively working, who have I talked to, right, that wants this, and how can I help them get to their goals? Another quote I heard, you will get everything you want in life if you help enough people get what they want in life. That is how you grow within your business. You help enough people achieve their goals, you in return are going to hit your goals. So this is where I go through Downline and I look at, okay, I take a look, I get real nerdy with numbers. Where did we end last month? When I say run reports, I look and see where people ended last month. And I say, okay, what are we working towards? What is your team working towards? How can I help you hit your goal, right? And in return, that's where all those other people are hitting their goals as well. right? So looking into your downline, looking at what their goals are and how you can help them hit them. And then with this new bonus rolled out, we are looking to help change 10 new lives a month is what Courtney was talking about, right? That was the challenge that she had put out to the team. Could you think of 10 people that could use a $4,000 bonus? Could you talk to 10 people that would love to earn a $4,000 bonus? Could you think of your network right now where if they earned that within this business, that it would actually change their life? Because I will tell you, when I started 19 months ago, this same exact bonus was what made me believe that this company was real. And that was only because of the fact that I was transitioning from another company. I wasn't sure if this was real yet. And I was really dumb. And I waited until like the last month and a half. And before I actually hopped on it, like shorted my time as far as how much time I could earn it. But this was the same. This was the exact bonus that I would like to say, like convinced isn't the right word, but what told me that this was real and that there was huge potential behind this. So checking through my things. So when it comes to, this is all about, yes. I remember this was the exact time myself, Diane, and Jackie all started within business, and we all waited till the end of it. We all waited till the end of it, right? And this was in 2019. But this is exactly what changed it. When we are looking at 4K and 12K, this is for those that have never hit 4K before. So maybe there are people within your business that have never hit this. Maybe there are people that have never hit 12K before. Maybe you have never hit 4K or 12K before. And this is the opportunity for you to get your hands on this bonus. I mean, I've never seen them. I mean, within the last 19 months, I've never seen them come back with a second round so quickly. So this is more geared towards those who are currently in the business and have never earned these ranks yet. And for those that are newly coming into this business. And that's where that expansion mode comes into play. So the 10, 10, and 10 that Courtney was explaining in the video was challenging yourself to change 10 different lives with this business in the month of June, July, and August. And you might hear that number and you might like shit your pants. I'm just going to say it. And you might be like, that doesn't really seem possible. Or maybe it's something you've never done before. Or you're like, listen, I haven't enrolled a promoter and I don't know how long. How am I supposed to do that? Right. So this is where I want to get into the tangible tips as to how you can talk about your business more. And I keep listening to this and I keep hearing this. Being loud about your business is not a bad thing. Being loud about your business is not a bad thing, because in the sense that we do not teach and we will never train to go out there and say, join my team, like spam alert, right? We're never out here to do that, but to share what it is and the value that this business holds and how it can change someone else's life. That is where that attraction marketing piece comes into play. That is where people look. That's where people connect through their heart and not just the bank account. Because to sit here and flash dollar signs in front of people, maybe that's not their way. And then maybe that's not why they want to start. Will I say, like I started for the money. I saw a bonus. I watched these bonuses rolled out. I was like, you legit earned a $12,000 bonus. You literally earned like there was 4K, 12K, the 40K, 80K. You literally got that in money. Like, was that right? And then that shook my mind. But then the actual heart piece behind it, bringing people through why you started, because your story and where it is right now will be the story that people that connect with you most will relate to. Your story is what most people will relate to who choose to lock arms with you. But then the beauty about it, when we do opportunity lives, like I'll be the first to say, like I slacked on opportunity lives, but the beauty behind those is that they highlight different people within your business, different people within your organization, because maybe someone doesn't relate to your story, right? Maybe I go and do a live with Jackie and they were like, actually, I relate with Jackie more. Perfect, right? They can go do their thing and go sign up with Jackie, because you want to show all different aspects that your business holds, because I'm not the only person within our business. Jen's not the only person. Diane's not the only person. Hannah's not the only person, right? Jennifer's not the only person. And especially when you're growing, you will never be the only person. So to highlight what it is that your community holds is such a huge piece. So we went over goals. We went over writing them out and looking within your team. A few things I am writing down when it comes to adding to those goals, your overall team goal, looking at your downline, how many lives do you want to change when it comes to promoters, right? Our challenge is 10 in June. Then looking at as well, how many opportunity live events will you do a week? I've already got a schedule in my phone. I've already picked out dates. I'm already going through that to make sure there is at least one a week, and if not two on the weeks that allow for it. And that is highlighting different people within the team. Our focus right here throughout this 90-day sprint is going to be promoter based. That doesn't mean we don't talk about the product, right? So in our stories, we're consistently talking about the product. When it comes to customers, making sure that you are staying in contact with your current customers or touching base back with your past customers. And then also, as I said, we're already talking about our products every single day in our stories to attract those new customers as well. So let's go over we've got about 10 minutes before the MMM. So I want to go over tangible tips, things that you can start implementing now within your business and ways to show off the business side rather than just showing the product. Showing the product every day is a no-brainer. So when we're showing your business, here are a few ideas that you can start using and utilizing today, tonight, tomorrow morning, showing the MMMs. It seems like a simple task, but I will tell you, I watch other network marketers too in this industry, and I look to see what they're doing. And then when I see that, I'm like, oh, someone else looking in, they're going to see how many trainings they offer. If I don't post any, they're going to think, people watching me are going to think we don't offer anything. So posting MMMs, the Sunday huddles, some little behind the scenes work that you can do. Like I'm going to post, I was going to go live on Instagram to share this, but I couldn't get live to work on my phone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick boomerang before we get off of this. And I'm going to put a title on it as to how we're planning out June and planning out this 90-day sprint. If you are doing one-on-one coaching calls with people within your downline, or maybe you're doing it with an upline or a sideline or something along the lines of that, showing that to people. Don't be afraid to also go live if you are doing a training. That was one piece that really stood out to me when I watch other network marketers that are where I want to be one day within this industry. That's an attraction marketing piece. So when you are on, maybe you are hosting your own training, maybe you're doing a one-on-one call. If you are comfortable with hitting the live button, you don't have to show everyone on the call. Like if I was going to do it, I was going to put my phone right up here. It wasn't going to show the screen. And then it was just going to be what we are talking about today, right? So that is something like, I know, I'm just going to use this for example, right? Jackie does her, your power hours on Mondays, right? So if that was a training tool that she wanted to supply people with to kind of give them like a behind the scenes look, right? That's an example. If you are doing something at home within your, wherever you work within your home, you can do a time-lapse video, show people behind the scenes what you are doing other than just taking your steps. Maybe you are working on your laptop. Maybe you are sending out messages. Maybe you are working on follow-ups. Maybe you are catching up on notifications on your social media. If you have a laptop or an iPad or a second device, this is where I'll have times I'll grab my phone, I'll put time lapse on, and I will video record what I'm doing. It'll be a quick little snippet, but it shows people that you are working your business behind the scenes. So you can show them and bring them through, because I never want the question to pop up with someone and say, so you really just like post like 2 times a day and like that's all you do to your business? It's like, well, wait a minute. There's a lot more. This is not a quick fix program, right? It's not just you come and post and get paid. It's not how it works, right? Another idea is showing you and your team working together. I already said one-on-one calls. So those are things as to how you can show your business. Showing if you're packing up trials, if you're placing an order, if you are helping someone get started within their business, right? We have the guide section in Beyond a Million, a quick little simple task when it comes to that, showing people what they would have access to when they do start, which is a whole like basic onboarding system that we have within the guide section, would be showing your community within your stories, showing as you plug that new promoter into all of the trainings and highlighting all of the trainings that people would have access to when they started their business today. And then some tangible tips as far as, oh, I did create what's it called? I did create a graphic where Courtney was talking about a 30-day reel challenge. So I sat down today and I came up with 30 different reel ideas, and I came up with 30 different call to action pieces. So what this can be done, how you can utilize this, you can pick any of those ideas when it comes to creating a reel for your business or for your product. You can use that same idea and create a written post. You can use that same idea and go live about it. You can use that same idea and partner up with someone and talk about it on an opportunity live if it has to do with business. You can take that same, and then you can take the call to actions. What a call to action is like saying, drop info if you want info on trials, or drop a heart if you feel me on this, or double tap if you agree, right? Double tap, liking the picture, whatever. You can use all those call to actions on any single post that you make. So I'm going to be sending out those graphics. Again, they're just ideas. If you want to use them, great. If not, that is fine. They're just tips and tricks when it comes to reels, and it's an easy peasy. Here's an idea. Just go add some audio to it and some text and you're good to go. I think I already mentioned this, getting organized, right? So I was taking yesterday and today to sit down. I got notebooks to get organized with follow-ups with current customers, promoters, potentials. I've got a notebook to where I can put all of my notes in one section. So getting organized again and having a plan every single day. I had sent out, this is optional, this is up to you, but it's what I'm going to use. I saw another team doing it to where I had sent graphics in the chat that said, how fit will you get in June? So fit stands for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So how fit are you going to get on social media? Maybe you're not on all three. Maybe you use Facebook and Instagram. But what that stood for was how many times a day are you going to dedicate yourself to posting over these next 90 days, right? If you post 0 times a day, push yourself to post once a day on Facebook and Instagram. If you post once a day right now, push yourself to twice a day on Facebook and twice a day on Instagram. If you already post twice on each every day, push yourself to 3, right? So whatever level you are at right now, push yourself to that next level, right? Creating that content will give and provide more people with more value. When it comes to customer service, right? So this is just a little tactic that I had learned where sending more messages to customers, really providing that customer service, because A, customers are the core of our business, and B, that's where referrals come from as well. So just keeping in contact with all of our customers. There is an update that just launched today in our recreated page, our customer page. So if you are not in that, we can go ahead and get you added. But the new thing that had launched, I will send the description that Stephanie K had written up, that we can now add trial customers. So let's say someone orders a trial, you can add them to the recreated group so they get an inside look as to the transformations that are happening. This is a huge piece when it comes to trial customers because they already have the product in their hand. You have already made them a customer account. So they're already plugged into the emails. Now they are going to get a glimpse as well as to what transformations are happening with people when they are using the product. They are seeing the questions that people are asking. They are seeing people show their success with the product. They are constantly seeing what these 3 steps could do for them, right? They got the trial. Now that can convert even more to a customer. I will send the description and the details as to how to go about doing that. And when it comes to this 90-day sprint, get yourself an accountability partner. Get yourself an accountability partner. This could be more than probably a sideline, or maybe it's someone that's going after the same rank as you, or someone that you feel comfortable with them pushing you to what you said you were going to do, right? This is no feelings attached. Let's say Diane was yeah, I'm going to go live twice a week. And I was okay, sis, right? It's Friday. We haven't gone live. Yeah. What day are you going live? Right? What 2 days are you going live this weekend? You say you were going to go live 2 times. What days do you plan on going live? Right? She didn't say that. I'm just using an example. So that is pushing someone to and holding them to what they said they were going to. They asked you to be their accountability partner, and you can be that for them, and they can do the same for you as well. I am going to send a little description, and this is going to be totally optional too, but I have found much luck with it, because sometimes people don't want to come to you when it comes to buying your product, but I found a really simple, easy way to put all of your information in one link. If you've ever heard of Linktree before, it's similar to that, but it's a little bit nicer looking. I'm going to show you how I'm setting up my new one when it comes to trials, when it comes to customers that want to enroll by themselves, or just go take a look and create their free profile, when it comes to promoters, and when it comes to the business, and when it comes to business details, and when it comes to when we're talking about expansion, the number one thing that is going to come along with this is going to be content, and it's going to be conversations. So content geared towards those, your like-minded people, your ideal promoter, right? That ideal person that you want to do business with. I often think of my old self as to why I started this business. I didn't start to get to where we are today. I started because of one reason, and that was for grocery and gas money, right? But then when you're also working to expand is when conversations need to increase. So what do conversations mean? That mean literally starting up conversations when, heard this tip, if you get a new follower on Instagram, just reaching out and saying hi to them, saying, hey, so-and-so, my name's Katie. I just wanted to say thank you for, following me on Instagram. If there's anything that I can ever help you with, please just let me know. I hope you have a great day, right? And that's not in a spammy way. It's in a way of just connecting with people. That could be messaging people through their stories and connecting with them through their stories. But conversation, the more conversations you have, I'm not saying directed towards business or directed towards product, the more conversations you have, the more leads you will then get. Leads are different than sales. Leads are different than potentials. Leads, in my eyes, are conversations with people, and they also have their eyes on you when it comes to your content. How do they get your eyes on you? Is by producing that content. I know we're a little late on the MMM, and I think I made through all of the check marks, but I don't want to leave here and not have like a Q&A if anyone has questions. I feel like there's been so much that's happened within the first 48 hours of June. I'm sweating. That's why I didn't shower before we got on here. I was like, I'm gonna sit here and sweat the whole time. It's totally fine. But feel free to unmute yourself too. Or any ideas that anyone wants to bring or has on their mind or anything like that. Whew. My heart is still racing. The fact that they even dropped these.
Katie, I want to talk about something that we did with my team that I feel like was really, really, really effective. So yeah. I'm going to be very real with you guys. 90 days is a long ass time. Okay. And that's super intimidating for me, because I look at 90 days and I'm like, holy cow, that's 3 whole months, which is amazing, but I'm going to fail at some point. So what I mean by that is I tried this whole 75-day hard with my team like a month and a half ago, and no one did it. Okay. So we broke it down, and what I ended up doing was I did an accountability group with my team, and it started off with 5 people. It ended with 15, and 10 of them actually did this. So for 15 days, we took 10 IPAs, and most of them we get done in the MMMs. But what I literally had them copy and paste this little list of 10 things, and we threw them in our notes with the little bubbles so that you could check them off. And at the end of every night or afternoon when they got it done, they would screenshot that into this chat. And you guys, it was so good, because you felt like you had to show up for these, 10 other people that were on that group. But these IPAs were also things that we should be doing that we don't do because we do housework or go mow the lawn or we have a full-time job or whatever. And so by starting off small and building those habits with just those 10 things, it was really, really effective. And we did it for 15 days. So we started because we started the middle of the month. So if that's something that you guys are looking down on your team going, hey, I want to remotivate you, but because I have a lot of people who work full-time or who have super, super busy schedules. And so doing all the things is kind of scary. So baby steps and creating those habits has really been good. So those 10 things were, you guys are going to laugh because some of you guys do so many more than this, but like post your steps every single morning, get another story out that's lifestyle. And then it was like one more story. So there's 3 stories. So that's 3 of them. It was sending your birthday messages. It was interacting for, and it was 10 comments on Instagram, 10 comments on Facebook. So it's like super feasible. We had get a post up, whether it was business or personal. I'm terrible. This sounds pathetic. We're supposed to be posting 2 to 3 times on social media, you guys. I'm lucky if I post once. It's like the thing that I dread. It's so dumb because we were batch posting. Like, I got to get my crap together. But what this did was now I have this habit of posting. So there's a few other ones. If you guys want me to drop the list, I can. But it was I was so proud of my girls. And now all of a sudden they have these 9 other women beside them who are like cheering them on, like, don't go to bed until you get it done. Like, it was so cool to see that. Like, some of the girls would like throw their thing down and they had like 2 things left. And other people would be like, you got this, come on, like, let's go. So anyway, it was nice to have those accountability partners.
I love that. I mean, and you guys give me your input. Would a separate accountability chat my brain, when I heard 90, I'm not going to lie, my brain was like, that's a lot of days in a row, man. That's a lot of days. But in reality, it's 3 months, right? And it does go by like that. But we could also break it down into, okay, we've got a 7-day sprint. Let's get through this week. All right, we reset. We got another 7-day sprint. What are we focusing on this week? Would that be beneficial to have a separate, just for this 90 days? This isn't like, and I don't mean this rudely, but if those that want to participate in this 90-day sprint, I think it would be a good idea for, I love that. I love the idea that you put together and that you just shared, Jackie, as far as, each week we can focus on something different, where it's like this week, this is what we're working through. Here's, a short condensed list, and this is what we're putting focus on. And we hope we hyper focus on that. And then, we reset. I mean, what's today? I already asked that. It's Wednesday. So this could be something that either starts tomorrow or on Friday, and we just keep going every 7 days, right? And reset something new. I can put together different little graphics. Jackie, if you wouldn't mind sharing what I can share ideas that I had with you. And then if you had stuff that you had used and putting that all together, I think those would.
I think the big thing is we got to keep this super simple, because the whole point of this is yes, there's 40Ks, there's 12Ks, there's 80Ks, you're running for 200K. But the problem is that we've got to focus on the new-ish people, the people who are still trying to build up those habits. So I think we got to keep this super simple. So those 10 things maybe are all the same. And then what I ended up doing was it was those 10 things. And then I made them, there's a little thing that says personal to-dos. And there were 2 or 3 other things that they could then throw in. So maybe that's where we say, okay, here's your challenge. So here's these 10 real basic IPAs. I mean, you guys, literally one of them was self-development, 10-minute podcast or book. I could get this done in a matter of 30 minutes, but then I like your idea of focusing on something. So like Diane said, reels could be 1 week. And then the next week, the challenge could be something different. I don't know. You got, like I said,
my brain, if you see my eyeballs moving a lot, it's because my brain is it's doing this right now. I'm like, okay, the ideas are coming, so I'm going to put them down on paper. But I love this. And I was just checking over the chat. I think this would be great. It can be focused on this 90-day sprint, but broken down to where we have a different focus, but not losing sight of what our big vision is, right? And all of these tasks will help every single one of us, no matter what goal we are going after, no matter what rank. This isn't if you're going after this rank, you've got to do this. It's all around the same business. It's all around, it's all using the same tactics. And I love it. I love it. Canva, here I come. So in regards to making a template. So would y'all be down for everyone being within the same group chat to where we all help hold each other accountable, to where you know, maybe one person has a different goal as to how many times they want to post a day, but that's something that you can adjust on your own template. And then just holding each other to it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I think this will be really good then. I will, I'll get working on that tonight because I already have a few ideas. I already have a few lists made up, and then we can get this whole group put together tomorrow. And then this would just be a matter of if you have people within your downline that are, you know, that want to be a part of it as well. Obviously, you can add them to it once we have the group up and running, and then we can do the official kickoff and start doing this, because there's no end date to this, right? It wasn't like, oh, yes, it started yesterday and then like the end date is this, right? So, but obviously the sooner we get going on it, you know, the sooner we get moving all together as one. So I think this is going to be great. I love this idea. I'm so happy that you brought that up, Jackie, because it makes it so we're all in one place. We're all working towards the same thing. And it doesn't seem as such a huge, overwhelming factor in business. So I think this is going to be great. I'm so excited. So thank you guys. I know we ran into the MMM time, but I appreciate you guys for hopping on, and expect news tomorrow then. Okay. So appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your Wednesday night. Bye.